Great day, everyone. This is Jason Santos, and for today, we are going to continue the discussion of international business and trade. We are already in part 7 of our discussion, but still under the topic of business entry modes. Okay, so last time we have covered different entry modes like mergers and acquisitions, franchising, licensing, so on and so forth. Now we are going to continue that discussion, and we have three more. Um, we have contract manufacturing, distributor or distribution, and we also have direct marketing. Okay. So the first one among the three that we will be discussing today is what we call contract manufacturing. So contract manufacturing, it is a process where there is an established working agreement, right? Like the keyword agreement between two companies. So one company manufactures while the other gives off or um, endows the brand. So as part of the agreement, one company will custom produce the parts of other materials on behalf of their client. And in most cases, the manufacturer will also handle the ordering, the shipping uh, to the client. And as a result, the client does not have to maintain manufacturing facilities and purchase raw materials. So that's one of the advantage. They don't need to put up a factory, manufacturing facilities, and other things. Okay, or even hire labor. They just need to worry about their branding, how they are going to market it. Okay, give the specifications to the manufacturer or the factory, and they are ready to go with it. So one example of this is Foxconn. Okay, so when you talk of Foxconn, this is a Taiwanese company and in charge of manufacturing many of the well-known electronic products we know today. Like for example, iPhone for Apple, Kindle Fire for Amazon, and Xbox One for Microsoft. Okay? Um just to explain this in Tagalog, itong Foxconn, isa siya sa mga pinakamalalaking manufacturing companies in the world. Okay? Yung mga famous brands na yan, siya yung gumagawa mismo ng iPhone, Xbox, and Kindle Fire. To the point that they produce the final product. Now, what these companies will just have to worry is just to put their brand, maintain their brand, maintain the identity, good identity for the company. And then it's economic for the company kasi they don't have to worry about producing it, building factories all across the globe. Somebody else is going to do it for them. They are saving money maintaining a factory kasi hindi ganun kadaling mag-put up ng factory, right? And the production for iPhones is not year-round, right? So they will just produce a certain number of units, then the production stops, then they are going to the next model. Okay, so it's not economic for them to put up a factory, right? And hire people, maintain them, maintain their employment. So mas maganda for them to have a relationship with a contract manufacturer. So yung contract manufacturer naman, on the other hand, it's going to work for them because after yung iPhone is just one of the many electronics that they produce. Okay, they also produce other consumer electronics. So year round, they would have something to do. No, dire-diretso lang yung production nila. So that is again an entry mode of for business. The basic working model used by contract manufacturer translates well into many different industries. So hindi lang, it's not just for consumer electronics, but for many different industries. since the process is essentially outsourcing production to a partner, will privately brand the end product. So, yan na, take note, another keyword, privately. Kasi one might question, paano yun, ano? So, nagkakasharean ba sila ng secrets? Kasi there are certain technologies that Apple does not share. Yeah, very private and very secretive kasi ang Apple when it comes to their technology. In fact, they don't want to share their technology with other tech companies, right? Kaya nga yung Apple products are not compatible with Android or Microsoft, right? So, iba-iba sila ng format, iba-iba sila ng versions. So, with contract manufacturing, it's exclusively private. No? They cannot share this technology. And then there are a number of examples. Pwede rin siya sa pharmaceutical companies, even food companies, hygiene products, medical supplies, just like what we're seeing now in the Philippines. Where do you think our face masks, face shields, PPEs are produced? It's produced in China or in other parts of the world. So one thing is for sure, it's not made here, you know? And we have to import such products. So there are other areas wherein CM or contract manufacturing can play a role in a business. No? Marami siyang pwedeng gawin, but we will not delve into each one of these, right? Pwedeng siya mag-help your company to drive sales, build and sustain the hype, product development, supply chain, logistics, so on and so forth. There are many things that a contract manufacturer can do for the company, their client, not just produce their products. And again, just to reiterate, it's not limited to electronics, okay? So, pwede rin siya sa automotive, robotics, food industry, so on and so forth, okay? The next entry mode we have is what we call as the distributor. So, for distributors, from the term itself, the business would have someone who would distribute its products, okay? So, the distributor would then buy the product from the manufacturer and then take the market risk on unsold products. So whether the product has been sold or not, may tira man or nabenta lahat, it is the distributor's problem, not the manufacturer's problem. So for this reason, the distributor usually expect to take a higher percentage to cover their costs and risk. Kaya mababa lang yung kuha nila from the manufacturer. It's because they are anticipating such risks, okay? Now, the distributors usually seek exclusive rights, okay? They are the only ones who are allowed to sell it in a specific region, sales territory, and then represent the manufacturer in all aspects of sales. No? So you would think of the distributor as if they are part of the brand or the business. They represent the company, no? They are selling for. Now, the distribution relies heavily on marketing mix such as packaging, promotion, price, and place. One good example of this would be Food Pack, and Food Pack was established in Vancouver in the year 1968. It was just a small business, and then they have spent years building partnerships covering all areas of the packaging cycle, even up to delivery or distribution. So what Food Pack does is binibili lang nila yung food from manufacturers and then sila na yung bahalang mag-come up with specific food packagings, okay, and even the delivery modes. One good example of this in Philippine setting would be Nextrade Philippines. Nextrade Philippines is one of the biggest distributors in the Philippines. So they have a lot of products. Some of them you see in SM, Robinsons, Rustan, Shopwise, Metro Supermarket of Ayala, Walter Mart, even 7-Eleven and Ministop. And this is true. No? You can see these products like soju, almonds, and pretzel. Now you would wonder, how did we have those products when they are made from Korea? So the answer to that would be Nextrade. Nextrade is in charge of getting those products to the Philippines and then distributing it. Okay, so not just products abroad, but also products locally, like Gusto banana chips. This is from Mindoro, and then Earth Fabric Softener from Australia. So as you can see, all of these products are being bought from around the world and then distributed here. So majority of the products by Nextrade comes from Korea. So one good answer to that, bakit Korean products? It's because Filipinos are very fond of Korean culture. No? Mahilig ang mga Filipinos sa mga Korean novelas, Korean bands, artists, and even food. Kaya nga patok dito yung mga sangyupsal, yung mga samyang, even music from Korea. No? It's because people from the Philippines embrace Korean culture. And Nextrade, knowing that, took advantage of delivering products here in the Philippines coming from that country. So that's what distribution does. And then finally, we have direct marketing. It's sometimes called as direct selling or multi-level marketing. It is concerned with marketing and selling activities which do not depend for success on direct or face-to-face contact and include mail order, telephone marketing, service, television, media marketing, so on and so forth. So, with direct marketing, to put it simply, yung business or the company talks directly or reaches to its customers directly. Just like Herbalife or Avon and Amway. Amway is an American multi-level marketing company founded in 1959, and then as of 2019, their revenue soared to $8.4 billion. Okay, so these companies takes advantage of multi-level marketing. So they don't pay for advertisers anymore or marketing companies to sell their products or distributing companies. They just sell it directly to people and then people can resell it for them. And then in exchange, they can get commission bonuses. Ganun yung nangyayari sa multi-level marketing. Although I'm not an advocate of multi-level marketing because some multi-level marketings are pyramid scams. But if the company uses multi-level marketing to sell its products, then there's a good chance or actually a great chance of it succeeding, especially if the product is good. Okay, so this tactic or strategy has been used by WVRST to sell or promote the opening of their restaurant. Okay, they have sent or hand delivered t-shirts packaged as sausage. Okay, so very catchy yung presentation. So now the food critics, bloggers, and other influencers took notice of this, promoted the company, and then it was a success. So this is an example of direct marketing kasi they are not paying for agencies, businesses to promote their restaurant, but they took advantage of people. They went directly to people to sell, okay, and promote their business. So as always, each business has its advantages and disadvantages, okay, or each entry mode rather has advantages and disadvantages. So for direct marketing, it's directly targeted and personalized to who do you think are able to purchase your product. So yun yung kagandahan if you're using direct marketing. No, you're not shooting it in the wall and then taking chance whether it will stick or not. It's affordable because you can cut costs, lesser yung waste, dahil na nata-target yung mga tao. Okay, so it's measurable, it's informative, and then at the same time, there are challenges or disadvantages. Like some people feel it's intrusive if some people ask you or offer you to buy something. Tayo naman, ano, that's true for us if people approach us and tell us, okay, baka interested ka on this. Sometimes even strangers, no, sends direct messages on social media. So it's intrusive. It also depends on the environment, what economy are you in, and of course, low response. Because some people feel it's intrusive, they don't respond. Competition is hard because you're not just competing with businesses, agencies, you're also competing with people. And when you talk of cost as well, it's also a disadvantage at some point because some people would have to shell out or sellers would have to shell out in order to fund their initiative to sell the product. So that wraps up IBT 7 or part 7. And this is going to be my assignment for those who have not attended the live discussion. And as always, thank you so much for watching. If you have questions, feel free to reach out to any platforms I am in. And that's it. Thank you so much, and God bless everyone.